Well, hello everyone, welcome back guys. Hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to see another reflected cross-site scripting vulnerability lab. And this lab is about reflected cross-site scripting in a JavaScript URL with some characters blocked. Fine, so the description of this lab is like this lab reflects your input in a JavaScript URL, but all is not as it seems. Okay. So this initially seems like a trivial challenge. However, the application is blocking some characters in an attempt to prevent cross-site scripting attacks. To solve the lab, perform a cross-site scripting attack that calls the alert function with the string 1337 contained somewhere in the alert message. First of all, the level of this lab is expert. So you need a deep understanding of JavaScript and how different functions and event handlers can be used. Second thing about this 1337, because to solve this lab we just need this string, otherwise there is no mean, it is just a number. Fine. And also characters are blocked. So let's go. I already opened this lab here. So here you can see we have all the blogs, although there is no search field. Okay, and one more thing to be noticed here, that the reflected XSS is in a JavaScript URL. Okay, so let's see here. There is no parameter. Fine, there is no value, so nothing here. Let's go. I'm going to open this post or blog, and once we open this blog, as you can see, as always, we have here a section where we can put our comments. Okay, and post ID is 4. So this could be a place where you can inject the JavaScript code, because there is a place which we can use as a source. Fine, but we need to make sure about this before. So what I can do, I can go for the page source, and in the page source, if we see closely, you can see within the page source there is an anchor tag. Within anchor tag there is href attribute that is specifying JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript, that means whatever after this, it is going to be in the context, it is going to be used in the context of JavaScript, and it's using fetch. We previously see that fetch API in many labs, that we use it, fetch API, to generate the request. Argument here within the fetch is analytics/analytics. That means it is going to be the endpoint, and rest of these are used as the second parameter up to here. Fine. So it's assigning method which is post. That means the this request is post request, and within the body, that means post data is going to be this, where slash post is again the endpoint, and this is gonna be, this is the question mark, and that will be the parameter, and its value is 4, right? So there is, again, it is going to check out whether the fetch request is successfully done or not. If it is done successfully, and then it is going to send it to the root URL, right? But this part, basically this part is more important, because here you can see we have something which we can control by putting here some value. So let's see, if I say ABC, so if I just put here ABC after 4, that is going to change the value of this post ID. Okay, and because there is no post ID by 4 ABC, it is not going to show us anything. Fine, so invalid blog post ID, of course. But what if we put here, let's say and, okay, so after this and ampersand, it is going to consider this parameter post ID, its value is 4. Now this value, this post ID value is completed, and from here there is another parameter. Fine, so let's see, if I click, if I enter, you can see we have post ID 4, it is already open, and this ABC is considered as another parameter. Let's see if we have anything here. No, but what if we go and check the page source again or inspect that particular element? So you can see here again, body post question mark post ID is equal to 4, then ampersand ABC. That means the input we put in the URL, it is considered in the context of JavaScript, and it is showing up here. Fine. So this is very promising place where we can test the XSS. One more thing I want to try here. Let's say if I put ABC is equal to alert, okay, and just hit enter. So nothing happened. But again, if we go here, let's see, ABC is equal to alert like this, is there anything gets changed or not? So one thing to be point out here, that this bracket is not showing up here. This is our alert and this bracket is not showing up here, right? That means these are the characters perhaps are blocked. What the lab is saying, some characters are blocked. Fine. So that means we cannot use this. Another thing you can try here, let's say space and hit enter. Come back here. So instead of space, because it's URL, so it is using plus sign. Okay. Fine. We can try few more things. Let's say we can use star, dollar, hash, okay, apostrophe, colon, semicolon, sorry, hit enter, and let's see what we have here. So this is a way you can test it. So you can see now what are the characters not showing up here. First of all, these two bracket sign, then star is allowed, dollar is allowed, but hash is not allowed. Okay, and after hash there is, okay, we can do one more thing. Let's see, because within the URL, hash has its own specific meaning. So let's see, I just remove the hash and again refresh the page. Now you can see here, okay, dollar, apostrophe, and semicolon. So I think this is the URL encoded value of semicolon. Fine. Let's see, angle brackets are allowed or not. So angle brackets also within the URL encoded form. Fine. So the purpose was to just show you whether how you can check what are the characters there which can be blocked. There are other ways you can check it by sending this request to the intruder and paste all those characters in the as the payload, and then you can fuzz this. Okay, there are a bunch of tools like FUF or WFuzz. With that also you can confirm it, although you are not gonna see any error, because here, as you can see, if we put this characters which are blocked, but we did not see any error here. Fine. So let's go. I'm going to build the payload for this. So what we have, I am just going to take this because this is more promising. I'm going to take it from here up to here. Okay, copy, come back here and paste that. So now I just want to make it post ID is equal to 4 and leave rest of the things like this. So this is what we have. Fine. So what I'm going to do here is ampersand or and sign, so that this value is saved, okay, and not changed. So this is now closed. So here next parameter will not affect this value. Fine. And now the method is saved. One more thing I want to point out here, that this fetch API or fetch function here have two arguments. The first argument is the endpoint, and in the second argument, within the second argument, it is mentioning the other parameters like method and body for the post data. So if I put here another argument, that's not going to make any effect on that. So JavaScript will work or function normally. So here what I'm going to do is I need to find out a way so that I can pop up or generate the alert function, but we cannot use these signs, okay, these symbols. So without these we want to generate the alert. So what I'm going to do here, let's say I'm going to specify one function. So function, let's say f is equal to a, one arrow function, okay, is here. Within this arrow function I'm going to call on error, and when it's on error event appear, it is going to generate one alert. Fine. Make sure we cannot use this. So how we can put any value within this alert function, and why this lab is saying that we need to use this 1337, because they want us to put some value or a string within the alert function. Let's specify here and close it up to here. Okay, then within this one main curly bracket, I'm going to say throw is being used for error exception handling. Okay, so this throw will call this string and put it in the alert. Okay, so once this alert will be called on error, this throw function will generate this uncaught exception and put it with the alert, right? But the thing is, space also we cannot use. So for this I'm going to use this comment. Okay, so it is used to comment multiple line in the JavaScript, and here we are using it as a space. Now that seems perfect. One thing I want to show you here, how that throw function works. So if I inspect it and go to the console, okay, let's say throw, and within throw I'm going to say 1000 comma 2000. So you can see it is going to get one uncaught exception, which is 2000. So that throw function is always going to call the last argument. Okay, so if I say throw 1 comma 2 comma 3, fine, uncaught exception 3. Fine. Now why we create here one arrow function? Because throw here is an statement. Okay, so let's see. Now this is going to be another argument within the fetch. Now I want to specify one more argument. So because we create one function, now we need to call this function. If we do not call this function, it is not going to call, or it is not going to execute all this. So to call this function, I'm going to use toString and function, let's say f, because we have here function, we specify f. Fine. So now we call the function, and what we need to do here is, let's say an empty array and concatenate with window. Fine. So I think that's okay, but to just end this so that we did not get any exceptions, and for termination and single quote. Fine, so that's it. And what we need here is we need to take this part all the way up to here. Okay, fine, copy this and back to any blog, because this was the blog ID 4, we accessed this before, so I'm going to paste that. Okay, and let's just hit enter. And as you can see, the lab is solved, but alert does not pop up. Why? Because alert will only pop up once we click back to blog, this one. Because you see this anchor tag contain this href with the JavaScript, but it will only be called once we click on back to blog. So if you scroll down to the last and you click on back to blog, you can see uncaught exception, and the exception is coming with popped up with 1337 string. Now I just want to explain what exactly we did here. So I'm going to break this payload, and how I'm going to break it, let's say this is the first argument, this is the second argument, so I'm going to break it from here. Okay, then I'm going again to break it from here. Okay, so this is the thing. Now let's see how this payload is working. So the first thing, if we see here this line, fine, ahref JavaScript. So if we see this line, you can see JavaScript indicates that the code is executed, this code is executed within the context of JavaScript URL. This is the first thing. Now second thing, so this part of the code is actually sending a post request to the analytics endpoint with the specified payload. Okay, so here we are assigning one function, and the function is an arrow function. Okay, inside this function it uses the throw statement, this throw statement, okay, to generate an alert once it is going to call on error function. So because this throw will throw an uncaught exception 1337, which is passed to the alert. Okay, so this will attempt to display alert box with the message of 1337. Now the third part of this payload is this one. So toString is equal to f and empty array, then window. So what this part is doing in the payload, this part actually sets the toString property of the window object to the function. Which function? Function f, okay, that we defined here. Then it performs a concatenation, and this concatenation of window and an empty array. So this is what this payload is doing. Fine, so I hope it is clear for you, and if you have any query, you can put your query in the comment section. We already solved the lab, and I am going to see you in the next lab. So if you like the content, please like, subscribe and share. See you. Bye.